If your Amazon product is not ranking high in search results, you are losing sales to your competitors. But there is a way to fix it. In this video, Anthony Confrancesco from DataDive teaches us how to improve products' organic ranking through effective SEO strategies. You will learn how to identify SEO gaps, rewrite your listing for better optimization, and set up tracking for the ranking. If you want to try DataDive for yourself, you will find the link below in the description. It will help you to improve SEO. And of course, you will get a discount if you use our link.
Hello, Anthony. I'm happy to have you here with me today on Orange Week YouTube channel to talk about SEO optimization workflow to help sellers to be on top of optimizing their product listings, whether they're already selling or just launching a new product. Before we start, could you first introduce yourself and also introduce DataDive shortly so we would know what do you do usually to help Amazon sellers?
You bet. What's going on, everyone? My name is Anthony Confrancesco from DataDive. I've been in the Amazon industry since 2017. I've sold products, grown an agency, worked for some of the biggest names in the industry, and now I work for DataDive, and it is a tool that helps sellers do absolutely everything they need to do for selling on Amazon, but about 4 times faster. And today, what we're going to be covering is the optimization workflow. So if you haven't seen our other 2 videos on product validation and product launching, I'd recommend checking those out. But if you are selling products live on Amazon, which I imagine many people who are subscribed to this channel are currently selling on Amazon, this is going to show you how to improve the performance.
Okay, very good. I know you have prepared a case study for us as well to walk us through. But before you start, I wanted to ask, you have been in the Amazon space for quite a while already. What has mainly changed in the way of how Amazon sellers have to do SEO optimization nowadays?
Everything is just now more and more automated, right? It's in the early days of selling on Amazon, you could do extremely well just by understanding how Amazon worked, right? Just understanding the fundamentals. So even if your product wasn't that great, even if your brand wasn't that great, you could do well just by being better at Amazon than everyone else. As time goes on, the knowledge barrier through channels like OrangeClick, through conferences, almost everyone knows the fundamentals, right? And so if you don't at least have the baseline of fundamentals, it's just not going to go well for you. And so as time goes on, it's going to come more and more to, do you have a product that's good? Do you have a brand that people can connect to versus are you just good at Amazon? So I'd say there's just a limited time frame of being able to leverage anything that I'm showing. I think it's probably a year, 2 years max. SEO is something that is becoming more and more automated. Amazon is even writing product listings for some products, some categories. So I'll say.
All right. So where should we start today?
Okay, cool. So I'm going to jump in and show a few different things today. First thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to give a quick overview of the workflows. So I'm not going to spend much time on validation and launch. You can check out the other 2 videos to see those workflows, but we've listed it all out in those videos. Today, what I'm going to focus on is the optimization workflow. So this is you are already selling the product on Amazon and you want to improve the performance. This first workflow focuses on SEO. And so this is how you can check your SEO performance and improve your ranking through listing optimization. So just like in the other workflows, I like to say that before, if you were doing this manually, it would probably take you 2 or more hours to optimize a single product. The first time that you do this workflow, I expect it's going to take you around half an hour. But once you've done this 5 or more times, you're going to be able to do this in under 15 minutes. So the workflow is pretty simple. What you're going to do is you're going to check your SEO, your relevancy. You're going to see, where am I indexed for all of the keywords in my master keyword list? And you're going to try to identify areas where your organic rank is not as high as you'd like it to be, or you're not indexed at all for the keyword, meaning you're not showing up in search results. Once you evaluate and see where you are relative to the niche, then you're going to inspect your master keyword list for gaps. So again, these are areas where your organic rank is lower than you want it to be, or you're not indexed at all for a keyword. Once you find a gap, then you're going to compare that gap to your listing builder. And if there's also a gap in your listing, you're going to rewrite the listing to fill the gap. Then you're going to set up rank tracking and you're going to optimize for performance. So today, I'm not going to show all three of the other examples that I showed in the validation and launch, but I will show one example, and that's for the cat tree. So I already have this pulled up, and I just want to show very quickly the workflow for this. So I'm looking here at the master keyword list for cat tree, and I'm looking here at this product for best pet. And what I can do is I can see that the sales for this product are great. They're selling a lot of units every month. But when I look at the organic rankings for all of these keywords, I can see a very different story from the top competitor in the niche who's ranked in organic position 1 for almost all of the keywords in this list, right? A lot of single digit numbers. So right off the bat, I can see that my organic performance is a lot lower on a lot of keywords, but I can see on some areas the organic rank is very low. So for example, I can see cat tree for indoor cats, large adult. I can see that my ranks are even lower than my other keywords. This is what I would call a gap, an area where I'm not ranked as high as I want, or if you see no number next to a green box, this means that I'm indexed out of the top 101 positions for this keyword. Okay? So I'm not even showing up at all for cat trees for indoor cats, appearance, crime. So when I start to recognize gaps, what I want to do is I want to see, are there trends in these gaps, right? Are there commonalities? So what am I noticing here? I see this has indoor in it. This has indoor in it. So I'm curious, if I type in indoor here, I can see that there's 26 keywords all related to indoor. And my organic rank for a lot of these keywords, especially with higher search volumes, my organic ranks are sometimes very low. So if I'm going back to the workflow that I was showing earlier, what did I say? I said to find a gap in the master keyword list and then compare that to your listing builder to see if the gap is also in the listing. So if I copy this keyword here, the cat tree for indoor cats, large adult, and then I go over to my listing builder, what I can do is I can click on this populate button here. And then if I type in best, I can see here's the product, best pet. And so if I click on populate and then I click on the correct product, DataDive will pull over the title, bullets, and description for this product. And I can see that overall, I'm in 7 out of 32. My title is in position 26 out of 32. My bullets are doing okay in position 2, and my description is in position 8. Now, what I want to do is I want to first look at the title, and I want to look for that keyword that I had identified the gap for in the master keyword list. So if I copy from the MKL and paste it here into the listing builder, what do I see? I see I've got this keyword here, but for my title, bullets, and description, I don't have any matches. So if I wanted to, I saw the gap in my MKL. Now, if I want to fix the gap in my MKL, all I'd have to do is copy this keyword, and I'm going to paste it here into my title. I'm going to let the page refresh. And you're going to see that in this title column here, this is tracking my hits. It's going to switch from not having a match to now being an exact match. And if I go up to my leaderboard, I can see that I've moved from position 27 up into position 1. And I could continue to move down the master keyword list and find areas where I'm not indexed well. I could check that against my, I could check it against the listing builder. Or what I can do is I can look here at this column for remaining ranking juice. And I can see that if I would add in tall cat tree tower, I can get an extra 56,000 of ranking juice, right? And you can see that my title, bullets, and description, I have no matches. So again, just like before, I can paste in tall cat tree tower, and let's see what that does for our position ranking on the leaderboard. You can see now I've moved from 27 up into the position 18. So I'd want to keep on working this a little bit. I'd probably want to change up the order of this and make this title a little bit cleaner. But I think for the purposes of the demonstration, basically what you want to do is look in your MKL, see if there's gaps in the MKL in your listing builder, and then see what are the areas that I could either fill the gap, right? I could move something from my bullets to my title. I could change something from a broad match to an exact match. Or I'm looking at this column for remaining ranking juice, and I'm adding keywords that have high ranking juice that are relevant and adding those into the listing. Now, this is SEO optimization, But what would you do in this standpoint? Let's take an example here, going back to Best Pet. And let's look here. If I'm looking at Best Pet, I can see that for Cat Tree, I'm not in position 1, I'm in position 22. So if I wanted to go over to the listing builder, I want to see, is Cat Tree, is this also a gap in the listing builder? So I'm going to go over here. I've already got the listing up, so I can just paste in Cat Tree. And what can I see here? I can see that for Cat Tree, right here, Cat Tree. In my title, I already have an exact match. So what do I do from here, right? Like, I can't rewrite this into my listing. If I look at my column for remaining ranking juice, if I take Cat Tree and add it again into my title in an exact match, my ranking juice is going to stay exactly the same. I can't double input these keywords. So where do I go from here? And the answer to that is going to be looking at performance. So if you've seen our other videos, you've heard me explain that Amazon's ranking algorithm comes down to 4 main pieces. You have SEO, which is how your listing is written, and that is multiplied by your click-through rate, your conversion rate, and your revenue on a monthly basis. So how Amazon decides who deserves to occupy the top organic positions is it's looking first at the listing and saying, what do we think that this product is? And if those keywords are in the listing, it's saying, who is giving me the best click-through rate, the best conversion rate, the best revenue on a monthly basis? So if you look at your master keyword list and you see that your organic rank is low or you're not indexed, but that keyword is already in your listing, well, you've checked off the box for SEO optimization. The only thing you can do at this point to improve your performance is increase your click-through rate, increase your conversion rate, or increase your revenue. So if I go back here to the presentation, we've finished this first step. We've checked off this box. We've finished this first step. We've checked off this box. Now we need to move on to part 2. And so part 2 really focuses on PPC. And so in order to do this workflow, we've already checked our SEO and fixed any gaps that we can fix through listing optimization. Then before we move on to optimizing PPC, we're going to want to diagnose and fix any click-through rate issues. We're going to want to diagnose and fix any conversion rate issues. We're going to assume that that's already been done for right now. And then we're going to move over into analyzing Rank Radar and analyzing PPC performance. So for this, I'm going to have to actually jump over into another slide. So I'm not going to get too much into the weeds on this, but this is a brand new feature of Data Dive. It's only been out for a few months now. We've had a keyword rank tracker for a while. What this will do is this will track your organic keyword ranks daily and show you how your ranks are changing over time. But what a lot of people don't know is recently we added the ability to connect your PPC account to Data Dive. And what this will do is it'll actually show you your PPC metrics for each individual keyword overlaid with that organic rank data. So what you would ideally want to do is you would want to say, okay, imagine there's keywords here to the left-hand side. We've removed all of that for privacy, but we'd say, hey, imagine we're in position 21, actually very similar to Best Pet, because I think they were in position 21. And you're saying, hey, how do I go up into position 1? I've already checked the listing. I already have this keyword in the listing. Now Anthony's saying that I have to improve my performance. So pending that we've already fixed any click-through rate issues, fixed any conversion rate issues, the last thing to do would be to say, how can we improve the revenue, the sales velocity that's coming to this listing every month? So one of the things that I can do is I can look here at this keyword and I can see, all right, well, my impression rank is a little bit low, right? At number 5, maybe I could be a little bit higher, but what's going on here? I can see that compared to some of the other conversion rates on my listing, this at only 9% is actually a little bit lower. So if I want to improve my PPC performance, I have to figure out, like, how can I improve my conversion rate on this keyword? Alternatively, we can look here and we can see that for this keyword, we can see that our impression rank is 4, but our conversion rate is 0, right? So in this case, I might say, you know what? We're not converting at all for this keyword. Either I should be shutting off these PPC campaigns, or I should be figuring out, hey, is there any way that I can improve my conversion rate for this keyword? In this example here, you can see that our impression rank is 10. So this is very, very low. But look at this. Our conversion rate is crazy high. It's actually one of the highest conversion rates out of all the campaigns we're running. So if I'm not indexed can see here, this is 101, or my rank for these keywords is very, very low. Well, if I want to get more sales and increase my sales velocity for this keyword, I'm converting at a super high level, but my impression rank is only 10. I'm only showing up in position 10 for sponsored ads. So what do I got to do here? Well, now I know I'm converting really great. I have to get more aggressive on my PPC spend, right? Maybe increase my bids or go top of search, right? So I'm not going to get too much into this, but the process is that you would look at your PPC data and you'd say, all right, on the areas where I'm getting good clicks, I'm getting good conversions, could I be more aggressive to increase my sales velocity? On the other side of that, what are the areas where I'm spending a lot, but I'm not getting clicks, I'm not getting conversions? I can actually turn off or reduce those campaigns to make my my whole PPC strategy more profitable. So the thing that I want to do now is I want to show you, it's a little bit hard to show examples with theoretical products on this, right? Like the 3 that I had selected for validate and launch. So what I've actually done for this is one of our users, Joey, who runs an agency called Zonflip, we actually put together a case study, and this is a real world example of how Joey used a combination of SEO and PPC to improve the organic ranks of his product rather. So I've broken this down into 3 sections. We have problem, solution, and impact. And the problem is basically the issue was with this product, low organic rank. You can see here, there's a lot of keywords that Joey was just not indexed for, and his average organic rank was quite low at 71. This is a screenshot from Rank Radar, the rank tracker inside of DataDive. So what contributed to this problem of low organic rank, number one is that the listing had poor SEO. This is what I was showing you initially. You could see that his position overall was about a little under mid-pack, 9 out of 16. Title was 6 out of 16, bullets were 10 out of 16, and description was 5 out of 16. So they had very few exact match keywords in the title, and they had a very low saturation of bullets versus the title, meaning they had a lot of important keywords that were in bullets, and they could increase ranking juice by moving them to the title. So another problem here was inefficient PPC spend, basically that they were spending too much on keywords that were not returning results in sales velocity, and they weren't being aggressive enough with those keywords that actually were converting. So the solution, how they fixed this problem, is through SEO, PPC, and organic rank tracking. So SEO is pretty straightforward. I showed that in this call. Basically trying to increase the ranking juice. You can see this is what the leaderboard looked like before. And then after a little bit of work in DataDive, this is what it looked like after. Title position 1 out of 16 and overall position 1 out of 16. Could do a little bit better on the bullets, but you're going to see in the end, I think the end result was quite good. So this is the listing before, right about mid-pack. And then this is the listing after, going from 100,000 ranking juice to almost 400,000, moving from position 10 to position 1. Then for PPC, you can see that they did a lot of work here with PPC. This was over a period of a month where they consolidated campaigns that weren't doing well, and they ramped up campaigns that were doing well. And this was able to increase their sales overall. You're going to see that over time, they actually go from not being as profitable to being much more profitable, but also getting more sales as well. So this is kind of the evolution of what things look like. The last thing that I was talking about, we talked about SEO, we talked about adjusting the PPC campaigns. The last thing to do is to actually track all of this in Rank Radar. And you can see we've got the keywords blurred out, but if you connect your PPC account to DataDive, this is the view you're going to see. You're going to be able to see all of the information for your PPC campaigns, impression rank, impression share, how many of each different campaign type you have for the keywords, as well as your clicks, your sales, your conversion rate, your click-through rate for those keywords, and your ACoS. It just makes it really easy to see all of this data in one spot so you can make decisions a lot faster. So this is what happened. Our last thing that I want to cover real quick is setting up highlights in Rank Radar. So if you haven't already done this, one of the things that you can do is if you click on the checkbox to the left of a keyword, you can set a highlight. So anytime you add a keyword into the listing, right? Let's say you switch something from a broad to an exact, where you move something from the bullets to the title, or you added a new keyword, you can click on this checkbox and add a highlight, and it'll actually note the days that you're testing this change for. And so the impact in the end is that they were able to increase the percentage of keywords that they were ranked on the master keyword list from 70 to 99%. And then the organic rank went from an average of 71 to an average of 13. And this happened over a period of just under 30 days. So you can see here we are at 71. A lot of keywords were not indexed for. And then about 30 days later, our average position moves to 13 and our organic ranks are a lot higher. So the overall analysis of this, and I guess the motivation to go and execute on this stuff now, is I asked Joey how long it took to put all of this together. And we're talking about a matter of minutes over a 30-day period. So once they did the initial analysis, it's not like this workflow took 30 minutes every single time they did it. We're talking like 15 to 20 minutes of prep work, coming up with the strategy, and then going in on like a daily basis, making changes to the listing, making changes to the PPC campaigns. And I didn't want to put in a value of these optimizations. I think you can imagine going from an average organic position of 71 to an average organic position of 13 is just going to mean more sales and more profitability. So that's pretty much it. Hope that's helpful.
Well, it definitely is helpful. And yeah, thank you so much for going through this workflow with us to help sellers watching us also succeed better in what they do in their Amazon business and help to grow their business. So today you kind of showed us a few features of Data Dive. You mentioned we did record recently 2 other videos, and we have more videos on OrangeClick YouTube channel about your tool. But what would you say, what's your like personal favorite feature or tool Data Dive has? What do you think is like most useful for the sellers?
My personal favorite is Deep Dive, because that's for image analysis. But I think the most useful is going to be the most useful is going to be the Listing Builder. I think also it's time sensitive, right? Like a year, 2 years from now, you won't be able to make these SEO changes and see a gain. This is something that like anyone that I get on a call with, first thing I do is try to find gaps in the NKL, fix it in the Listing Builder. And even if they don't use Data Dive, they can go make that change and they'll see improvements. It's the smallest time that you're going to spend to get you the highest ROI. And then beyond that, Rank Radar is just a fantastic part of the tool. If you're not tracking organic rank and making that the #1 metric that you're looking at, you're doing everything wrong. The only thing that matters to me is I want to have the highest organic rank for the largest percentage of keywords in the master keyword list. And if you don't have a pulse onto what your organic ranks are, your competitors that are doing well, I guarantee are, and you really need to change your focus.
Okay, sounds good. Well, thank you so much for joining me today and taking the time to share your knowledge with us. If you're interested in learning more about Data Dive, we have a link in the video description below, so feel free to check it out. And also, if you have any questions for Anthony or Data Dive, then leave it as a comment below so we could ask Anthony to come back to the video. So it was fun and useful to listen to you as always, and I hope to see you soon again.
Awesome. Thank you so much. See you next time.
I hope this video will help you to rank better on Amazon, your products which you launch with your passion. If you want to try Data Dive to help with that and to get some additional data about competitors and overall marketplace, check the link description. You will find the 20% off for Data Rank subscription, Data Dive subscription, and Data Rank. Who knows, you will rank better when you use Data Dive. Also, if you have additional questions, use the comment section below, and of course, hit like and subscribe buttons. And now I would like to invite you to watch more videos about Data Dive. It's the whole playlist. It's a great software we recommend to Amazon sellers, and I hope it will help to improve metrics in your Amazon business.